Savannah Guthrie's mother, Nancy Guthrie, missing day 38.
And for more than a month, one question has haunted America. Where is Nancy Guthrie? The 84-year-old mother of NBC Today Show anchor Savannah Guthrie vanished from her Tucson, Arizona home on the night of February 1st, 2026. Blood was found on her porch, a masked figure was caught on her doorbell camera, and for over 30 days, despite an army of investigators, thousands of tips, and a $1 million reward, Nancy has not been found. Please like for Savannah Guthrie and subscribe for Nancy Guthrie. Okay, thanks. Then, on the morning of March 6th, 2026, something happened that stopped the internet cold. A woman's body was discovered along a canal in Phoenix, Arizona. Within minutes, social media exploded with one terrifying question. Is this Nancy Guthrie? Is the search finally over in the worst possible way? Today, we are breaking down exactly what happened, what the sheriff said, why rumors spread so fast, and where the Nancy Guthrie investigation stands right now. Stay with us, because every detail matters. On the morning of Friday, March 6, 2026, at approximately 7:40 a.m. local time, the Phoenix Police Department received a call. A woman had been found unresponsive on the bank of the Grand Canal Trail near the intersection of 27th Place and McDowell Road in central Phoenix. Officers arrived quickly. The woman was already deceased. There were visible signs of trauma. Detectives immediately secured the scene, placed evidence markers, and began processing the area as a potential crime scene. The cause of death was not publicly confirmed right away, and authorities stated the investigation was ongoing. By March 8th or 9th, Phoenix police identified the deceased woman. Her name was Alex Fleming, 42 years old. The investigation into her death continues as a separate case, entirely independent of any other ongoing investigation in the state. The facts were clear, and yet the rumors were already out of control. To understand why so many people immediately connected this canal discovery to Nancy Guthrie, you have to understand the emotional state of everyone following this case. Phoenix is approximately 100 to 120 miles north of Tucson, where Nancy disappeared. In Arizona terms, that is not a long distance. People travel that corridor every single day, and with canals running throughout the desert landscape of Phoenix, the geography felt uncomfortably familiar to people who had been following Nancy's story. On top of that, followers of this case had been living with a terrible uncertainty for over a month. No arrest, no confirmed sighting, no answers. When you live with that kind of unresolved fear for that long, and then a body is found in a nearby city, the human mind connects dots whether the dots deserve to be connected or not. TikTok, Twitter, Reddit. Within hours, every major true crime community was filled with side-by-side photos, speculative timelines, and unverified claims. Some posts stated outright, without any evidence, that the body had to be Nancy. The posts spread faster than the facts could correct them. The Pima County Sheriff's Office, the lead agency on the Nancy Guthrie disappearance, responded clearly and without hesitation. There is no connection between the body discovered in the Phoenix Canal and the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. Officials stated they had not been notified of any connection and that the Phoenix Canal discovery had no bearing on the Nancy Guthrie investigation whatsoever. Phoenix PD was handling their own separate death investigation. The FBI and Pima County had not been brought into any joint inquiry related to the canal. That was the official word, full stop. This kind of rapid, clear denial from law enforcement serves an important purpose. When misinformation spreads in a high-profile case, it does not just mislead the public, it can actively damage the real investigation. False tips flood the tip line, investigative resources get pulled in wrong directions, and the family of the missing person is forced to relive the worst moment of their lives every time a rumor goes viral. The sheriff's swift response was the right call, but the fact that the response was necessary at all tells you everything about how emotionally charged this case has become. Let us go back to the beginning, because context is everything in a case like this. Nancy Guthrie is 84 years old. She lives alone in the Catalina foothills area of Tucson, Arizona, one of the more upscale, quiet suburban communities in the region. She's the mother of Savannah Guthrie, the co-anchor of NBC's Today Show, one of the most watched morning programs in the United States. Nancy is described as kind, independent, and deeply loved by her family. She also has serious health considerations, a heart condition, a pacemaker, and daily medications that she depends on to stay healthy. She was last seen on the evening of January 31st, 2026. She was reported missing on February 1st. What investigators found when they responded to her home was deeply disturbing. Blood drops on the front porch, later confirmed to be Nancy's. Doorbell camera footage showing a masked, gloved figure approaching the home and tampering with the camera. Signs consistent with Nancy having been removed from the property against her will, possibly taken directly from her bed in the middle of the night. The FBI released a description of the figure seen on camera. Male, approximately 5'9" to 5'10" inches tall, average build, wearing dark clothing and carrying a backpack. The investigation moved quickly in the early days. Ground search teams, helicopters, and canine units were deployed. The FBI became heavily involved alongside the Pima County Sheriff Homicide Unit. A dedicated task force was formed. More than 13,000 tips poured in through the tip line. The family announced a $1 million reward for information leading to Nancy's safe return or the arrest of those responsible. Savannah Guthrie appeared publicly and emotionally. She described her mother as having been taken in the dark of night from her bed. She pleaded for Nancy's return. She took a leave of absence from the Today Show to focus on her family. As the investigation continued, a number of developments and dead ends emerged. An individual attempted to pose as a kidnapper to claim ransom money. That person was arrested. A mother and son were briefly detained near the area and then released, with no connection to the case established. Gloves found near the home were DNA tested and produced no match to any suspect. Biological evidence collected inside the home suggested the possibility of multiple individuals. Investigators also explored whether the crime may have begun as a targeted burglary, perhaps driven by knowledge of valuables in the home, that escalated when Nancy was present and encountered the intruders. A retired FBI agent publicly raised a possible connection to a separate home invasion in Scottsdale with a cryptocurrency theft motive, though no official confirmation of any such link has been made by law enforcement. At the 34-day mark, Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos stated publicly that investigators still believe Nancy is alive, and that the investigation is getting closer to a resolution. The dedicated task force remains active. Tips continue to come in. As of mid-March 2026, Nancy Guthrie is still missing. The investigation is active, the task force is working, the reward is available, and a family is waiting. We'll continue covering this case as new developments emerge. If you want to be the first to know when we post an update, please subscribe and turn on your notification bell. If you found this coverage helpful, please like this video and share it, especially with anyone in the Tucson or Phoenix area of Arizona. The more eyes on this story, the better chance that someone with real information comes forward. And in the comments below, keep it respectful. This is a real family, going through something real. Let's discuss it accordingly. Nancy Guthrie deserves to come home. Let's hope she does.